Welcome back, or welcome. This is Domas in lovely autumn colors. It's quite a cold day, but I decided to come and deliver you a message before going to work, and just wanted to wish you a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. You know, life is a gift, right? All of this might as well not be happening. We could be nowhere, but we are here in this world, in this life. However old you are, 19, 29, 34, 64, you're still alive. You can breathe a fresh air. You can walk this earth. You can look around, take in all the information around you, visually, sensually. You can listen to the sounds of this video too, sounds of the birds in the trees flying around. Just kind of wanted to become present for a while, because every time I go to work, I have this stress of not knowing what is going to take place at work. And every time I'm at work, I'm feeling chilled. You know, whatever happens, happens. I'm not gonna get hit on the head. I'm not gonna be fired, hopefully. I'm not doing anything wrong. And for a lot of the time, it feels like, maybe you feel this too, it feels like you're not doing enough, or you're doing something wrong, or you're not capable of love. You know, you're not deserving love from this earth. And I was listening to a podcast with Ram Dass yesterday, and he was saying how he met this monk or guru. It was his guru that knew everything, things he was doing, things he was not doing, things he was getting angry about, things he was lazy about or not spiritual enough about. And the way he was telling the stories was really funny. And then he realized, Ram Dass realized, that the guru knows everything, all his little things, all the things he does when he goes to the toilet, all he, you know, the way he was explaining, everyone was laughing. And, you know, but he looked at him with this pure, unconditional love after he knew everything. How he knew it, I don't know, but maybe that's what gurus are like. They just know everything. And they still look at you. Well, he was looking at him with this pure love, you know, unconditional love. And I think maybe we don't experience that enough in our lives. We don't experience that from our parents oftentimes, because there's always conditions. If you do this, you're good, then we're going to give you love. If you don't do this, you're not good, you don't receive love. You know? And it's like, that's not what love is. That's some conditions. That's some, I don't know what that is. It's a business deal or something more like that, you know? And that's not what true love is. I was meditating this morning, and I was just looking at focusing on one point and trying to focus on my breathing. I don't know, I sat there for like 10 or maybe even 20 minutes. It went past really quick. But for a moment, I felt this presence, this I don't know, my whole body felt like it was wrapped in something. It was like wrapped in stillness. And I heard this message that came through. It was like, you can always find this place here, you know? So when we become still, I think maybe that's one way to experience that. Something close to true love. And it begins with yourself. It begins with you giving that love to yourself. And for me, this morning was about meditating. I've received some messages from people that I wanted to talk to, and some of the people I don't want to talk to. And that's also love in a way, because the universe is bringing me these people to deal with, you know, and it's almost looking at me and asking me, how am I going to deal with it? Like, am I going to be wise about this? Because in some ways it will bring chaos into my life. And I don't know, I had this dream recently where I won a lot of money, and somehow with a friend of mine I was protecting this money, and I had all these ways to protect the money. Maybe I told you this dream already, but I was protecting something. The dream told me, or what I interpret the dream as, was that the dream said to me that you have this gold, you have this something that you're building, something that you won, something that you treasure, something that you appreciate, and you won it, you already have it, but you have to protect it. And in the dream I succeeded protecting it. I just had this elaborate scheme of how to protect, and I was just kind of fending off people that wanted to steal it away. And I was like intellectualizing everything. I was like very intellectual about it. Like, I was like, no, I'm not gonna give you this, because I felt like the people that were coming weren't coming with good intentions. You know, they were just angry. They just wanted something that I have. They didn't want it to find it within themselves. Now, when I'm telling you this, now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I have something and I'm being too protective over it. But I don't know. It felt good in a dream. It felt good to protect it, you know. It felt good that I had it, you know. And I think we all have it, but sometimes people want to come and take it from you. Just take it, you know. And I don't think that's, sometimes you gotta show tough love and say, no, I'm not going to just give this away, you know, because I worked for this for my whole life. I've worked for this, and really I can't give it away. I can only show you how to build it yourself, for yourself. Because we all have this gold within us. We all have this strength within us, but we can't take it from anybody else. We can only build it ourselves. And how do we build it? I think we go through these challenges, these things that we really don't want to do. And when we do them, we somehow move forward. And moving forward sometimes doesn't feel like moving forward. Sometimes it feels like moving backwards, like you're not getting anywhere. But all of a sudden, you sort of let go, take a step back, and look at what you've done and where you got to, and you're like, oh, I actually done something for myself, like really for myself. Like, I came back to Lithuania. It was all kind of protecting my own spirit, my own soul. I was thinking, no more of this shit. No more of running around. No more of chasing other people. I have my own home. I have my own country where I came from. I have my own family. Why don't I go there and start from there again? And I started from there. And it really was and is difficult because a lot of the times I'm on my own. And a lot of the times I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm not earning that much money, But it's almost like I'm saving myself, like I'm saving that gold. I'm saving that treasure. And we all have these little hacks in our lives, I think. We all have these little secrets that we even keep from ourselves that we can hack. But there has to be self-sacrifice. There has to be this admitting that you were wrong, admitting that you don't always know the answers. You got to admit that to yourself, and then things change. I think they really do, but they change slowly. Like for me, it was the addiction part, like admitting to myself that I'm an addict. And I still sometimes don't admit that to myself. I'm still like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not an addict, But I obviously am, because I can't just have a sip or a beer and stop. I have to have a lot, Same thing with weed, same thing with any addictive substance. So I don't know. That's what's coming to my mind now this morning, and hopefully you find some benefit in it. That giving yourself love is the most important thing, and sometimes that love shows up in ways that you don't necessarily think that it is love at first. You might see it as, I don't know, discipline. You might see it as saying no to certain things, saying no to certain people, saying no to yourself in some ways, mainly, and not acting from a place of anger or frustration or anything like that, but acting from a place of love. And we all have love within us. We came to this world with love. We have a seed of love within us. And that seed, same like the light in the darkness, you only need a tiny bit of that, and then you can grow it into something bigger, something more than yourself, bigger than yourself, bigger than anyone. Love is rare. It's a rare thing, but you have it. So I wish that you go with love today. You tread the path with love. You wish your people around you a nice day. You wish yourself a nice day, a good day. It's not always nice, but if you transform at least a little bit today, that's a good day. If you spend some time with yourself today, just silence or quiet. Like I just took a rag today and I started dusting off some things, and I haven't done it in a while, and it felt good, you know, like a little thing that you can do for yourself to just make yourself feel better, you know. And you do that little by little, things turn out to be better and better every day. So love you guys. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I love you all, and have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. Enjoy the autumn, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Much love and peace.